Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on a first day of a brand new week, but before we can get into all of that fun stuff that we've got planned for today, we first have to wrap up last week, the final sleep research of Growth Week, and we're going to get into that right now. We're going to start with 100 sleep points for going to bed and sleeping a decent amount of time, 2,122 total sleep points. And for our daily lottery, we can pick up, hopefully, a biscuit. 15 diamonds, I'll take that too. That's fine. Like I said the other day, we've gotten very lucky with the diamonds that have been coming our way. Not going to complain about that at all, but let's go ahead and jump into this final sleep report and see how it turns out. We did make it to Master 4, but we'll get into that a little bit later when we get to the weekly summary. Had a pretty decent day yesterday. Session 380, we've got 9 hours and 20 minutes of sleep. And looks like a pretty good snoozing type. That makes sense. All right, well, oh no, it's dozing. Never mind, I take it back. I thought we were getting snoozing. Well, dozing isn't that bad. I feel like dozing on Lapis Lakeside gives me more Pokemon that I actually want to catch. So I'm fine with that. Not gonna complain one bit. We did get the full 8 spawns finally. 98.8 million, almost 100 million. Getting pretty close to that 100 million mark on Lapis. Just not quite there yet. We can already see we've got a Bellsprout and a Top Belly Ekans. What else do we have, though? Hopefully a couple of new sleep styles. We do still need those for the Sleep Dex goals whenever those come out, but a couple of Victory Bell I saw in there. That's very good. So we got Bellsprout, Victory Bell, Primeape, Chikorita, Ekans, Victory Bell, and Altaria, and something new. Is it gonna crash? No. Okay, we're fine. Oh, there we go. Something new. Florigato, curled up sleep. All right, so now I think that's the second sleep style we've gotten for Florigato. Yep, second one. All right, 2 out of 4. That might have actually been all we needed to get to the next Sleep Dex goals if they keep with the same pattern. But we'll just have to wait and see whenever they come out. No one's hungry. I am getting tired of nobody being hungry. Yeah, Chikorita's probably the biggest thing we need to try to catch right now. We found out the other day with the shiny Bellsprout, we don't need another Bellsprout for Triple Tomato. However, Chikorita, we still don't have a berry finding Chikorita. So definitely need to get one of those. So we can take that home, and I think that's going to be all we're really going to worry about today. Yeah, that's all we're going to worry about today. I think we're going to save our biscuits with Water Week coming up pretty soon. Definitely going to save the biscuits for a while. Not going to use them for anything too crazy. As far as candy, probably Sprigatito candy is still a good call, so we'll send that out today. All right, with 4,698 research XP gained, that's very good. And 9,048 dream shards, very nice. All right, so let's check this Chikorita and see. Hopefully level 15 and relaxed. Hopefully we can get berry finding. It's not going to be the level 10, but let's see. We've got Cocoa, Honey, Cocoa. And then Dream Shard bonus. Yikes-a-roni. Helping Speed S. I mean, it's not the worst thing we could get. Inventory up. Those are not great. And Helping Speed. Yep, this one is not as good as the last one that we caught. We do have a PR88 Chikorita, but it's only rated that highly because of helping bonus. So I'm still hesitant to invest in it. I really want to find that berry finding before we invest in one. This one, probably not going to be great. It's going to be okay, but definitely not as good as the other one we've caught, and not as good as the one that we currently have as a Meganium. So no worries here. We'll just send this one to the professor and we'll continue the Chikorita hunt. All of the Johto starters have eluded me in terms of finding a really good one, which is very unfortunate. But it is what it is. Not much we can do about it. Well, let's go ahead and move on, and we can get this weekly summary done. First, before I leave these behind, let's go ahead and grab another 15 diamonds for going to bed on time. And we can get into the weekly summary and choose our next research site. Like I said, we did have a pretty good day yesterday, so we actually made it pretty far. A lot farther than I thought we were going to make it, given how the week was going, especially towards the middle and Friday. It just definitely felt like it wasn't going to be a very good week, but we turned it around in the last couple of days. Week 55, weekly summary. Master 4 was the final rank with 988,442 final strength, 366,631 gains from berries, which is a lot more than what I thought it was going to be, and 621,811 gains from cooking. Could have been better if we had had better luck with the ingredients. We just really got very unlucky. So not much we could do there, but we did get an A overall grade for another 4 small handy candies. That sleep midpoint on Friday and Saturday again, because I stream late on Fridays. Kind of messes up my S rating, but it is what it is. But now we can figure out where we want to go to next. And honestly, funny enough, even though it's the place we have the most cleared out in terms of sleep style studied, this is the place I want to go to, because we desperately need a better Delibird, as we have learned over the last week, trying to get eggs. I'm hoping we can get curry here, though. If we can get curry, we'll be in a really good spot. That is a really pretty blue on that Snorlax. But, of course, we got salads. Really, dude? Really? Really, dude? Salad? Salad. I don't know if we can make that work. A small ingredient ticket, though. I will take that. What are we looking like on salad? Not great, I bet. Let's see. Although I wasn't feeling very confident about the salad at first. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking since we got that Skeledirge, maybe salad isn't as bad, because we got the Skeledirge and the Venusaur, which wasn't producing as much honey as I wanted, but I think it'll bring in enough for the Calm Mind fruit salad. We definitely don't have to worry about the Beware. It will definitely bring in enough corn. And I'm pretty confident we can get enough apples out of Skeledirge. 63, I think, is actually lower than its average, so we shouldn't have a problem with Skeledirge there. But before we can even get into that, I need to get all this other stuff done. I did switch to our grocery shopping team before I went to bed last night, so that we should have a decent amount of ingredients for whatever recipe we got. Hopefully that panned out. But for now, we have no new news, no new medals, but we do have new community reports. There's going to be about 46 of them. 41 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10. Did I count that right? I feel like I counted that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, only 10. Only 10 that leveled up. Not bad. It's still 25%, so not bad at all. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, we can collect and get some breakfast up and running. I swear that's a shiny Snorlax, but I know it's not. It just looks like it. It's very pretty, though. It's a very, very good looking blue. Okay, plenty of cocoa and milk that we don't need, but it will go in for some extra ingredients to give some extra kick to that dish that we're about to make, because I also swapped in Flareon for a little bit last night so that I could get that skill trigger. Ended up with a double, so we've got plenty of pot space right now. And then a decent amount of oil would also help. I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, I don't think that'll be enough. It's only 16. Oh, a few more. Apologies, 19. So if we had a few left over, we might be able to do green grass salad for breakfast right now and then focus on the calm mind salad the rest of the week. Let's see. That's everybody. No ingredient magnet triggers, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping for that. We did get a trigger on Victory Bell, of course, because Victory Bell is a star. But let's see, did we? We don't. We're short on tomatoes and oil. Ah, well, how short on oil were we? 2. That makes sense. Sounds about right. That's my luck. I mean, we were short 4 tomatoes too, but that's not the point. Unfortunately, yikes. Gluttony potato salad is the only thing I can make right now. You know what? I think I'm going to do it again. I did it last week. I think I'm going to do it again this week because, again, I am up a bit early. I've got some time to get 2. I just need 2 oil and... Nope, no skill trigger. 2 oil and how many tomatoes? Oh, that's the wrong one. How many tomatoes am I short? 4? That shouldn't be a problem. 2 oil, 4 tomatoes. Okay. We're going to do something a little bit weird, just a little bit, but I think it's worth it since we have the expanded pot space to go ahead and take advantage of it now. Let's go ahead and put in our other Venusaur because that one is tomato focused. 1 tomato trigger will be enough to get us the tomatoes we need. We're going to leave Toxicroak on the team for now. Actually, let me switch off of this grocery shopping team. I don't want to mess that one up. Let's get back to salads. Okay, so first things first, tomato Venusaur, and then where are you at? Oil Toxicroak, a little higher up. There you are. Yeah, only 1 oil trigger is all we need there, and we're good. I mean, of course, we're going to put in Walrein. We're on Snowdrop after all. Walrein, one of the best early game Pokemon I caught, and we get some Sleep XP bonus here, so that's very good with the Adamant Nature. Gonna throw Walrein on the team, get that helping bonus up and running, hopefully get the oil and tomatoes that we need very quickly. I know we have plenty of corn, that's why I didn't have Beware on the grocery shopping team last night. Honey, I feel like we probably just got enough for what we need. So I'm going to put Skeledirge on the team because the apples are going to be the biggest ask. Where you at? You're all the way at the bottom. There we go. We're going to throw Skeledirge on the team. We're going to use this team. And then as soon as we get what we need to make this the green grass salad for breakfast. So I'm going to do that off screen. Not going to do that in today's video because we do have time for me to get the ingredients I need since we only need 1 ingredient proc for each Pokemon. So I'm going to do that off screen, but that's going to be the plan to make a huge breakfast. We have like 100 and something pot space right now. Let's just go check. Max is up. Just do gluttony. Yeah, 101. So we have a really big pot space right now. Gonna make green grass for breakfast, get a really good start to the week. Hopefully that means that the week is going to be a little bit easier than last week. We are only making a 3 ingredient recipe, which is what I try to aim for if I can just keep 2 or 3 ingredient Pokemon on the team. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this. So we'll just have to hopefully not get all berries because that's what happened last time I tried to do this where I didn't make breakfast and I was like, oh, I only need a couple more ingredients, and then it was oops, all berries. So that didn't work out, but hopefully with us only needing 2 oil and 4 tomatoes shouldn't be a problem. Looking at you, buddy, you're all smiles now, but I need those tomatoes, so let's make sure we get those. Other than that, really the plan here is to just find a Delibird, and I'm pretty sure that the best way to get the Delibird is to just go ahead and max out as much as possible the rank and just try to get as many spawns as we can, because we're going to need Delibird to show up a lot. I forget which sleep type Delibird is. Hold on, let me go ahead and I know it's about to undo the snowdrop selection I just did. But where are you at, buddy? You are Johto. Gen 2, there you are. Delibird, yeah. Defaulted back to green grass, but it is a dozing type. Let's just go ahead and check them all and see what we're looking at. I think technically the highest percentage chance for any one spawn to be a Delibird is in the lower ranks. Actually, no, it's kind of more in the mid. But for any of the Delibird to show up, the probability of getting a target with multiple spawn chances goes up as the rank goes up. And even at 100 million, it looks like it is still going on. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to do it off screen because it's going to take way too much computational power and it's going to take way too long. As you can see just how long it takes to get all the way to 100 million. Like, we're just slowly climbing. 96.7. Have we made it there? Nope. 99.9. Yeah, it's still slowly moving towards 100 million. I might set this to like 250 or something and see if it continues that trend, but I'm going to do that off screen because that's going to take entirely too long. But I'm curious. I don't know that we're going to be able to get to 250 million, but if we could, let's see, what was our previous record? Oh, not the bag. What am I doing? Get it together, my dude. Come on. Come on, buddy. Get it together. Map. Previous record on Snowdrop was 1 million strength, which, yeah. To get 250 million drowsy power, we would need 2.5 million. Right? Or am I losing my mind again? Am I doing a bad thing at math? I might be doing a bad thing at math. But, let's see. Yeah, Master 5 is right about there. Yeah. Why am I so bad at math? This is hard. No. What am I doing in my brain? I'm trying to do math and it is just not working out. I guess my brain ain't doing math today. Whatever it takes, whatever strength it is to get to 250 million drowsy power, it's going to be a long way for us to get there. But I do really just want to see if that trend continues to go up. If the graph, just like it's doing right here, continues to go up towards that 250 million mark. I still don't think we've hit 100 million yet. No, it's still calculating. It's getting close. But yeah, I want to see if that graph continues to just go up and up and up. The higher our drowsy power gets. I would assume that at some point it is going to drop off and start going down or maybe plateau. But the question is at what point? And does it matter because can we even reach that rank is the real question. But for now, if we can get closer to 100 million, especially towards the end of the week, that'd be good because it looks like we're getting about a 50% chance of finding a Delibird. Assuming we get the dozing type, which, as we found out last week, is kind of a hard one for me to get. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how things go. Hopefully find us a Delibird because we desperately need a better one. And the other downside to Delibird is it's just so many biscuits to take home. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us this week, but we're gonna try and hopefully catch us a good Delibird and put our dessert woes to rest, because if we can get a really good Delibird, then we are set for Suicune. And that is the only piece of the puzzle that I am missing for the Suicune event to get these desserts ready to go is the Delibird. So once we get that, it's gonna be super easy. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how things go. That is gonna be all I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. A huge shout out to our ace trainers, Flightmaster, Illusion, JP, White, and Husky Star. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel, go ahead and click that join button next to the subscribe button. Get early access to the videos and a bunch of other cool perks. While you're down there, go ahead and click the Discord link. Join us over there. It's in the description box. I forgot to say that part, but the link to the Discord is in the description box. Come join us, talk about Pokemon Sleep and other video games. Other than that, y'all have a good night. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 2 here on Snowdrop Tundra, trying to find us a good Delibird, the last piece of the puzzle we need to truly be ready for Suicune. Really, we need a berry specialist too, but I'm hoping that by the time Water Week is over, we'll have a pretty decent berry specialist. But we are going to start off with 10 diamonds for going to bed on time. We're also going to get 35,368 sneaky snacking. Very good. Made a couple changes, as you can see, and I will explain why a little bit later, but for now, let's watch this animation play out as we get to Grade 3. Pretty good start to the week, a lot better than what we had last week, and usually Snowdrop is pretty tough for us as well, but I think that with the apple farming Skeledirge, we're actually in a pretty good spot with the Calm Mind Fruit Salad. We've got 100 sleep points, that puts us at 2,222, very nice. And for our daily lottery, we can grab something very nice. It's gonna be a biscuit. It's more diamonds, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about the diamonds. I am well over the 500 now, so I've got enough to buy a good camp ticket. Plus, I've got one in the bag if we need it. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. But let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report. See how things go. With any luck, we got dozing and have a chance at Delibird. Actually, maybe we don't. I forgot to look at exactly when Delibird starts to spawn, but I think that we're past the point where Delibird starts to spawn. 9.5 hours of sleep, that is a lot of dozing. 15%, but 51% snoozing is a lot. Cool, we got the dozing type. So, not bad, we're doing okay there. We should have, I didn't even think to look at how much strength we had, but we've got 11 million drowsy power, just a little over it. Actually got a 3-star today, kind of surprising. But let's see how we're doing. There's a Bellsprout. We love the Bellsprout. Don't need it, but we love it. Definitely take the candy. Just don't really need to catch one. Looks like no Delibird today. We've got Bellsprout, 2 Psyduck, and 2 Mankeys. So, very unoriginal. I don't even know why I said that. That didn't even make sense. Anyway, pretty decent sleep research. Let's go ahead and move on and see if anybody's hungry. Out of this group, I think Mankey is probably the one that's... there we go. Mankey's hungry. It's the only one I really care to catch right now. I would like a helping bonus berry finding Mankey. We do have one with helping bonus at level 50, and then we've got a berry finding Mankey. But I would like to find one that has both together, and that would really help a lot for Lapis. But for now, we'll just take that one Mankey and we're going to move on. And hopefully it's something good. We'll just have to check and see here in a moment. For now, you know what? I know that there is one person on my friends list for sure that's hunting for a Bellsprout. So I'm going to send out some Bellsprout candy to help them out just a little bit. I know one candy may not make a difference, but maybe we'll get lucky and it'll go double. Plus, Victory Bell is pretty helpful for a lot of people. It's the best tomato gatherer in the game currently. So, doesn't hurt to send that out. And Bellsprout and tomatoes will help more than Mankey, because Mankey really only helps out at Lapis. Although, I think next time I see a Psyduck, I might send that out, because I know there are several people that are trying to use a Psyduck and Golduck, or not a Psyduck, but a Golduck for their Suicune research. So, might start sending some of that out too. But we got a level 14 and Jolly Mankey. And that is hopefully going to be something very nice. Let's see what we're looking at. Level 14 Jolly. Well, we don't have berry finding right off the bat, but we do have sausage and double mushroom. So we got ABB, and then we've got, come on, research XP bonus. That one pops up a lot. I feel like maybe research XP bonus is more likely to happen. It has a higher likelihood. So far, not the Mankey we're looking for. Definitely not. Double ingredient finding and Jolly Nature ingredient finding down. I mean, that would have been pretty all right if it was more berry focused skills. But for what it is, not great. Probably sending this one to the professor. It's going to be okay, but not great. Particularly level 25 is the big one, because that's where we get helping speed. Inventory up doesn't really help us that much for berries, so not worried about that. But at level 25, it's a 66 PR, and at level 60, it's a total of 60 PR. Yeah, not good. Definitely not what we were looking for. At this point, with the 2 primates that we already have, we really only are looking for the Mankey that has both helping bonus and berry finding. So pretty much if it doesn't have that, very low likelihood of me actually keeping it. So that one will go to the professor, and we're gonna go ahead and move on. I see that we have, was it new news? Oh, announcement about data download for the next update. Pokemon Sleep will become compatible with newer versions of Unity during the update scheduled around August 27th at midnight. After you update to the newest version via our app store or your app store, in-app data will be re-downloaded when you press the tap to start button on the title screen. Please see below to confirm the data volume required for each operating system, 600 megabytes for both iOS and Android. So not really too much. We recommend linking your account or generating a transfer code beforehand and downloading the data in an environment with Wi-Fi. The time and date of this update is subject to change. We apologize for the inconvenience. This is for the future development and operations of the game, and we appreciate your understanding and cooperation. Cool. I like that they're being upfront and letting us know well in advance that, hey, this is something that's going to happen in a few weeks. Get ready for it. This isn't something that personally affects me. This won't be an issue, I don't think. If it is something has gone catastrophically wrong. But for those of you that do have to be concerned about downloads and everything, get ready for it and make sure to have your transfer code ahead of time if you need it. So good to know. So nice. Good on you, select button. Appreciate that. Don't appreciate Suicune getting pushed down in the news. I like seeing it at the top, but it's going to happen eventually. It means we're getting new stuff. All right, let's get these community reports. We should have 47 of them. I was going to say 40 something, but it popped up before I could finish. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They doubled up. Very good. 33%. Any level ups today? I know I'm getting close to 1 level up with a couple of people, but not there yet. Almost. Okay. Another 72 sneaky snacking from our Skeledirge. Let's go ahead and collect from everybody. We've got all the apples. 14 of them. That's pretty good. Some more apples from you. Let's go ahead and collect everything because we are about to swap you back out. I have decided that I'm going to try a different strategy this week. I was going to try it last week, but it didn't work out with how the ingredients were coming in for what we were trying to make. But this week is quite different. I don't need to collect from you, but we'll get our double trigger there. Nice. So we'll get our double trigger there, and then we can swap out the team. Basically what I'm doing is I am running the ingredient gatherers throughout the day until I have a decent amount of ingredients for a few meals worth of the recipe we're trying to make. I need to reorganize my team because I sorted by RP yesterday looking for a good berry finder. But yeah, until we get enough ingredients for the recipe that we're trying to make, I want to get like 3 or 4 ingredients worth ahead. 3 or 4 meals worth of ingredients ahead, and then swap back out for the berry gatherers and let them really push the berries, because there's not really a point to keeping the ingredient gatherers on the team all week if we end the week with excess ingredients. So I'm really trying to do a min-maxy thing here. Trying to remember Beware. That was the other one. So I'm trying to do a min-maxy thing, trying to just really push these ranks and see how far we get. I didn't swap out Skeledirge because we only had enough apples for 1 meal, and apples are going to be the thing that really hold us back because we need so many per day. I wanted to keep Skeledirge on the team just to try to really get as many as possible. Having Raichu and the Raticate did help a little bit because we were going to pick up some extra apples from them, plus the extra apples from Gardevoir as well. But it's still a lot of apples that we're going to need. But we are looking way better than what it was last night before I went to bed. I think we had like 22, 25, somewhere around there when I went to bed last night. So having pretty much double that, if not a little more, is a very good place to be. Still not as much as I would want before I swap him out. But I'm thinking that maybe after today, we might be able to swap out all 3 of the ingredient gatherers when I go to bed tonight. But at the very least, we will be swapping out Venusaur and Beware because we are so far ahead on those ingredients that we shouldn't have an issue. But that is what I'm doing this week. That is the strategy. Hopefully it pays off, but we're just going to have to see how it goes. So far, it seems to be doing pretty well. That extra boost of 35,000 sneaky snacking overnight, I think, is going to really help. With the extra 35K over 7 days, that's, man, what is that math? 21,000? No, it'll be about 240,000. Somewhere around there, if I've done my math correctly. About 250,000 extra strength throughout the week, which isn't a lot, but it will make a difference. We are going to get 21,096 from this Calm Mind fruit salad. And I wish that we could make some better meals, but given the ingredient gatherers we have now, this is the best that we're going to be able to do consistently, which to me, consistency is key. I much prefer to be able to make the same meal all 3 meals so that I can really focus in on specific ingredient gatherers rather than just trying to make, oh, you know, we'll make the stronger one once or twice and then we'll fall back on another one. I don't like that. I feel like the times that I've tried that, it's let me down on both meals. So just to do something that I can make consistently for all 3 meals seems to be the better way for me. But we are at a pretty good spot. We're just shy of grade 4 and it's only Tuesday, so we're doing very well. We could be grade 4 if I collected those berries from Walrein, but I do want to keep him full, getting nothing but the berries. Ingredient magnet doesn't really trigger on him all that much. He really doesn't bring in any oil anyway, so there's really not much of a difference to collect from him or not. So not worried about it, but we did get a mission complete. I was getting to grade 2. We're going to get Eradicate incense this week for getting to Master 3. Yay! So all the other stuff is looking pretty decent. I wish I could give out 15 biscuits this week. Probably not going to happen, but we do need to use some candies. I did use some. Didn't think it through yesterday. I used some to level up my Hound Hour and then really looked at it and realized it's not something I want to invest in. So didn't continue that investment, but we do need to find something to invest in. I'm hoping that we'll get that Delibird to invest in by the end of the week. If not, we'll have to decide which of our ingredient guys we're going to invest in, or, you know, maybe Gardevoir. Not sure. But hopefully it's the Delibird. For now, that's kind of where we're at. We're just making our way through. We're in a pretty good spot. Let me see actually exactly how good of a spot we're in. So we have enough apples for lunch, but not dinner. Honey is the same. We have plenty of corn. I don't think corn is ever going to be an issue. I could, if I really wanted to, swap Beware out right now. But I'd like to get a few more corn, and then we can keep Beware swapped out for a few days. The downside to this is that the ingredient team, the ingredient gatherers specifically that I swap out, aren't getting any XP from sleeping overnight. But the plus side is that nobody's losing any energy because Gardevoir is on the team, even though these two were not on the team last night to get their energy recovered and didn't get the double energy recover from Gardevoir a minute ago. They're still at 109 and 110% energy because Gardevoir has kept them so high throughout the day. So that affords me the opportunity to swap them out at night, let the berry gatherers come in at 100% energy when they come in, so they're sneaky snacking at maximum efficiency the entire night, and then swap in the fully rested team from Gardevoir for the ingredients. So that's why this strategy works. I'm hoping that this strategy really pays off by the end of the week. So far, we're only at grade 3, but I think we'll be doing a lot better. And matter of fact, we haven't done this in a long time. I'm trying to see if I even remember where it is. Team analysis, that's the one. So for team analysis, this is how long it's been. We had the Curry Snow team. Let's set up a new team. And we're going to bring in our Walrein. And I don't have to scroll that far anymore. Walrein, you know what? Let's go back to edit team because things are different now. I need to go ahead and clean up and reorganize my box. It's been a while. Skeledirge. Actually, I don't even think I've... Yeah, I haven't even evolved the Fuecoco yet. So which Fuecoco were you? You were the helping speed M with energy recovery. Yep, this one. Which Skeledirge is already bringing in a ridiculous amount of apples. I can't imagine how that's going to look when we actually get to Ingredient Finder at level 50. It's going to be so much better, even though we're already bringing in a ton. But that'll be something to look forward to. This Venusaur is the new one with honey potatoes. I haven't evolved you in the box yet either. I am way behind. I've been so busy and distracted from actually going in and reorganizing my box. It's been a crazy few weeks. Then we've got Beware. Let's see, where are we at, buddy? Where are we at? That was dumb. Why did I say that out loud? It's you. You're the one. And you are now level 32. And Gardevoir, you are somewhere around here. There you are. 39. That's how long it's been since I have messed with my box. You're 8 levels higher. Jeez. Okay. So what I wanted to look at was if we were on Snowdrop, where we would be by the end of the week if we only ran this team, because that's what I would have done in the past. I would have just ran this team, never swapped out for the berry specialists, and just got what I got. But we do need to check our strength. We're at 174,695, and the end of the week is going to be the 26th at 4 a.m. So if I remember how to do team analysis, because it's been a long time since I've done it, 1%. Interesting. Oh, yeah. I was thinking this yellow bar was 1%. It's not. The yellow bar is the ingredients at 43%. 1% from the skill triggers. That makes sense. Okay, so this is saying Master 8, which is going to break our record. If I remember correctly, our record on Snowdrop was 6? Yeah, Master 6. But how is that possible? What have I messed up? Snowdrop Tundra. I have my map bonus. Correct. 30% area bonus. Yep, that is correct. Why are we saying only Master 8? Oh, no. Oh, no. It reset everything. Anyway, it said Master 8. But Master, that doesn't make any sense to me. I did not think that was going to click off. I thought that was going to give me a drop-down menu, but it didn't. Master, that doesn't make any sense to me. Have I messed this up somewhere because it's been so long since I've used it? Yeah, if we're only at 650,000, then that's saying only Master 2, but I don't think that's going to be correct. We've gotten 150,000 essentially in one day. Times 7 would be... I mean, granted, it's a bit skewed because of the strategy I'm doing, but even at that, 150,000-ish in one day. Times 7, that's... let's see, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, it's a little over 1 million. So really, we should be able to hit Master 6 again, but I'm not sure why that said Master 8. If this was easier for me to redo, I would redo it. I should have clicked save just to be on the safe side. It didn't save my team. I did not mean to make another one. Stop making another one. Why are we making another one? Oh, I thought that was just an extra slot I had already filled out or opened, but no, it's not. Yeah, I don't know why it said Master 8. Master 8 is way up there with 1.286 million. I don't think that's happening with just the ingredient team that we were looking at. I'm hoping to at least get Master 6 though with this new strategy. Leave it to me to fumble what I was trying to show everybody. But I think that we're going to be able to get to Master 8, at least Master 6, not Master 8. I think we're going to be able to get to at least Master 6. The system was saying Master 8. The website, that's the word. Come on, brain, get it together. The website was saying Master 8, but only 650,000 strength, which doesn't make any sense to me. So not sure where that was coming from. I'm sure I put something in wrong, since it has been a while since I've used team analysis, because I've kind of just been winging it and not really planning out weeks based on team analysis anymore. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at and kind of the plan. We're going to swap out Berry Specialist once we get enough ingredients to make several meals, at least 3 meals before we swap them out, and then go from there. Skeledirge may or may not ever get swapped out just because of the sheer amount of apples we're going to need. I might need him throughout the entire week on the team, but if I can, I'm going to swap him out as well. Not really sure what I'm going to swap him out for because I don't really have the best Berry Specialist for this particular island. I guess probably Gengar, just because Gengar is so fast and is a pseudo Berry Specialist anyway. So maybe Gengar will come out for that. Other than that, there's not really much else that I could swap him out for Berry Specialist wise, but it's kind of where we're at. So we'll just have to wait and see how things go. But that's going to be it for the video today. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. And a huge shout out to our ace trainers, Flightmaster, Illusion, JP, White, and Husky Star. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, click that join button right next to the subscribe button. Get early access to the videos as well as a bunch of other cool perks. And while you're down there, click on the link to the Discord in the description box. Come join us, talk about Pokemon Sleep and other video games. Other than that, y'all have a good night, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 3. Day 3 here on Snowdrop Tundra, and we are going to start off with a nice, juicy 39,158 sneaky snacking. I did swap in 2 of our Berry Specialists again last night, but we'll get into that a little bit more. We're also going to grab 15 honey for our stamp card, which is going to help with the plan that we have today, since we are on desserts that are using a honey this week. So that will help with our swapping in and out, hopefully give us a little bit more leeway to be able to operate. And we're also going to grab 100 sleep points, and that puts us at 2,322 for our grand total. And then for our daily lottery, if I can stop getting ahead of the game, we will grab 50 diamonds. What is this diamond streak I'm going on? How many days in a row is that with just diamonds? Like 4, 5? Feel like I've gotten diamonds every day for almost a week now. But all right, let's jump into this sleep report, see if we got the dozing type we needed, and hopefully the Delibird that we need. If not, a balanced type will be good too. I'll take a balanced. That would be fine. Dozing is better because the higher the rank we get, the more likelihood of finding a Delibird. But I don't know. I didn't run the calculation on balanced, but let's see. Definitely not dozing this time. We got a big chunk of slumbering. That might be enough. No, it is balanced. Okay. Well, sometimes you just know, I guess. Anyway, with a balanced sleep type, we should have a pretty decent amount of drowsy power. We did get almost to ultra last night. 24.8, almost 24.8 million. So we're very close. We do have the 6 spawns, not quite the 8 yet, but we're doing pretty good for only the second sleep research of the week. That's a lot better than what we normally do here on Snowdrop Tundra. So I will take that. We already got a Riolu, Cubone, Raticate, what else? Altaria, Psyduck, and a Wobbuffet. So it looks like nothing new today. I almost used my Raticate incense that I have in my bag last night just for getting something, but something's telling me to hold on to them until we need to use a certain number of incense for a mission. All right, nobody's hungry either. That's not good. Honestly, out of everybody here, maybe Cubone is probably the best choice for me to try to catch. I think I fed a hungry Raticate at one point, just 1 biscuit to see if it went critical. Yeah, probably just gonna feed the Cubone, and whether we take it home or not, that's gonna be it. Because the Cubone would be nice, but it's not super necessary. It's not a very high priority. Everything else, not really that worried about. I have a really good Psyduck already. Wobbuffet is not super helpful, and I have a decent one. Riolu, kind of the same story. Altaria, I have 3 very good Swablu, and Raticate, I have a pretty decent one, but it's also not something I'm super excited to catch. So yeah, unfortunately, another day. I feel like we've done this a lot in this past few days where it's just not anything really showing up and nothing worth catching. So unfortunately, not going to take anything home with us today. I did say yesterday if I saw Psyduck again, I was going to send it out for the people that wanted that candy that are planning to use Golduck in their Suicune research. So we'll send that out today. And go ahead and just wrap up that sleep report there. 1200 research XP. I'm kind of surprised it's that high. With 2,316 dream shards, I'll take it. Did the game crash? No. Thought we were about to have a bad time. But so far, not really a lot going on. Let's go ahead and check. I do believe, yes, we have new news. Water type week bundles announced today. That's a lot of incense and some water type candy. Let's see what this really is. Water type week bundles volume 1, small, medium, and large will be available beginning August 19th, 2024 at 1 a.m. We've prepared some bundles of items that can help you befriend water type Pokemon. Between them, these bundles include Totodile incense, Wooper incense, and Quaxley incense. You can use this incense during the event in the various areas where these Pokemon appear to encounter water type Pokemon. Bundle medium includes Eevee incense and a water stone, which is good if you want to get a Vaporeon, so that's not bad. And then also bundle large includes a Wooper incense. We recommend it for researchers who want to befriend the newly appearing Wooper, which is just not going to make sense because we're probably going to see a bunch of them anyway. I don't see the point in paying that much money for a large bundle to get an incense. Like, that's not the draw for the large bundle. We're going to see a bunch of them anyway. All right, so the availability period will be August 19th to August 26th. Bundle small is 250 diamonds, of course, with 5 Pokebiscuits and a Totodile incense. That one's actually pretty interesting to me because we still don't have a good Totodile, and it comes with some biscuits, so not bad. Water type, volume 1 medium, 600 diamonds for 10 Pokebiscuits. I don't know why. My brain was expecting Great Biscuits there, but we got Pokebiscuits, which is not the worst. An Eevee incense and a water stone. That's not bad. That's not bad if you still need a good Eevee candidate for a Vaporeon and the water stone to go with it. Water stones only cost, I believe, 1,400 sleep points, so not that hard to get. And I also think we get a free one through the metal system, if I remember correctly. I believe there's a free one somewhere. So if you need it, it could be a good deal. 600 diamonds is not that bad of a price for 10 Pokebiscuits. That's not bad. And a water stone. That's not a bad buy. I don't mind that one at all. But then the big boy, 1,500 diamonds, which I believe is somewhere around $50. You get 8 Great Biscuits, a Squirtle, Wooper, and Quaxley incense. So 3 incense, and then 10 small water type handy candies. So it's 40 candies for whatever water type you want. And 6 small dream clusters to help power them up with that water type candy. That's not bad. Again, not the biggest fan of these large bundles. I feel like if you're spending that much money, you should get a lot more benefit out of them. Especially, you know, I think the big change, if they made incense to where the Pokemon showed up guaranteed hungry, maybe incense would be a little more valuable in my opinion. But I really don't like that you can spend an incense and potentially not catch the Pokemon because they get full before you finish feeding them. Not the biggest fan of that. So incense to me, they're cool to get the guaranteed spawn you want, but not super enticing like I believe Select Button thinks they are. Overall, not the worst bundle I've seen for 1,500 diamonds, but still not something that's really attractive to me. The small bundle, once again, one of the better bundles in my opinion because it is easier for people to buy with only 250 diamonds, and 5 biscuits is pretty valuable, and a Totodile incense. Totodile, as far as I'm aware, the best water berry gatherer in the game is a Feraligatr, so that's pretty good. And you can buy 3 of them. So, you know, 750 diamonds, you get 3 chances at a good Totodile if you need it, and 15 biscuits. And then 600 diamonds, you get 10 biscuits, Eevee incense, and a water stone. I feel like nobody's really hurting for an Eevee, though, for the most part. The big draw there is the biscuits and the water stone, which, for what it is not bad. But if you can spare 150 more diamonds, you know, if all you're after is the biscuits, you're not worried about the Eevee incense or the water stone, grabbing 3 of the small bundles, probably the way to go. All in all, the bundles aren't that bad. Small and medium are definitely the better attractions in my opinion. The large bundle, I'm gonna stay away from it. Even if I had the diamonds, I probably wouldn't buy them. I feel like there's just a better use of diamonds rather than these large bundles, but that's just me. Everybody's different. All in all, like I said, not bad. Let me know what you think about them in the comments. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. We all know what an incense does at this point. And yeah, that's all the rest of the news is just talking about how the incense works. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's check these community reports. Hopefully we can get something good. 40 reports with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that doubled up. Very good. Very good indeed. Looks like no level ups today though. We are getting close with some people. All right, another 574 sneaky snacking. Let's go ahead and grab this double trigger. I feel like the big thing that I noticed in the last few days is this double trigger banking with the skill specialist has been a huge improvement to the overall number of skill triggers that I get with Gardevoir per day. I think it is a very, very good change for skill specialists. It makes them feel more effective. Especially with when you're running a healer. It is what has allowed me to really run this strategy of changing out my berry specialist with my ingredient specialist throughout the day. So, or not throughout the day, but at the end of the day and then in the morning. So to me, huge benefit. Actually, before I swap Venusaur back in, let's see how we're doing on the honey since we just got that for our stamp card this morning. We may not need Venusaur today. We may be able to leave a berry specialist in. We've got 40 and we need 16 per cook. So we've got breakfast and lunch, but we will still need some more for dinner. I think this will help us at closer to the end of the week with what Venusaur brings in throughout the week. I think this will help a little more there. We are getting to a point where I'm starting to get a little more comfortable with the apples, but still not quite where I want to be to swap out Skeledirge. So we're going to hold off on that, but we will swap Venusaur and Beware back in. So I think we'll be pretty good on that towards the end of the week. I still haven't gone through and renamed all the new Pokemon that I've leveled up and used. I've been slacking very, very hard on my box. All right, there we go. We got everybody on the team. No worries there. Probably going to end up with like 150% energy on that Eradicate and Raichu by the end of the week if we're not there already. All right, Calm Mind Fruit Salad. And let's see. Let's throw in some cocoa. That's easy to pick up. That's really easy for me to get plenty of. And an extra tasty would be nice. No dice. All right, well, we're still not doing bad. 21,924, almost 22K per cook. That's better than Lapis with what we were making last week, even though Lapis has a much higher area bonus than Snowdrop for me. I think last week we had 50% area bonus with Lapis, but still our meals were only around 17 or 18,000. So 21, 22,000 is a lot better. It will add up throughout the week. And that does put us at Ultra 2, so we are making very good progress. Very good progress this week, which is what I was hoping for. We're really trying to push the ranks. We are at a pretty decent chance of seeing a Delibird if we can get the dozing type. Again, the problem is getting the dozing type, so we'll just have to see how it goes as I sleep throughout the week. As of right now, we are going to pick up 3 small handy candies for giving Snorlax a lot of his favorite berries, which is going to be very easy to do. Trying to think at what point I feel comfortable swapping out Skeledirge. The problem is that's a lot of apples that we need per day, and I think Skeledirge is just barely bringing in what we need each day, so I don't really feel comfortable just yet swapping them out. If I can get to around 50 honey today, I think I'd be in a good spot to swap out Venusaur early instead of right before I go to bed. Corn, we're getting very close to that point as well. See, 48 would be 4 meals worth. If we could get to 60 there, which shouldn't be too hard, I think I'd feel pretty comfortable swapping out Beware early. and maybe getting a little bit of an extra amount of time with the berry specialist to hopefully get a nice little buff. And if we can do that throughout the rest of the week, we are only on Wednesday, so we have 5 days that we could do that. And if I could get enough ingredients for everything on Sunday, then we really don't even have to worry about keeping the ingredient specialist on the team for Sunday. For Sunday, we could try for green grass salad on Sunday. That wouldn't be the worst idea, since we'll have the natural pot expansion. We would have to... Beware would need to be on the team. Tomatoes wouldn't take long. I could probably swap out. Maybe that's what I could do. On the days where I get comfortable with honey and corn early, swap in the other Venusaur that we have and Victory Bell to try to get those extra tomatoes and potatoes just to stock up for Sunday, because we won't need much. For potatoes especially, we only need 27. Victory Bell could probably pull that in one full inventory, so that should be pretty easy. And then tomatoes, we need, what is that, 42? So we're already halfway there. That won't take very long either. So, and on top of that, the other Venusaur will still bring in a little bit of honey, so it'll kind of help in both areas. Plus Victory Bell will bring in some tomatoes as well. It could be a pretty good idea to do that, and then continue running the berry specialist overnight. I think that's what we're gonna do. Try to do the green grass salad on Sunday. We're really trying to push the ranks this week. Master 6 is the goal. You know what? No. Let's push for the stars. Let's break a new record. Let's go Master 8 is the goal. That's what we talked about yesterday. I don't remember how Master 8 came up, but let's try to hit Master 8 if we can. I know it's a long shot, but that's the goal. We're going to do what we can to get to Master 8, outside of using a good camp ticket and helper whistles, because I don't want to use those now. Helper whistles I don't even have, so I couldn't use them anyway. Good camp ticket, I feel like we should have used that at the beginning of the week if that's what we were going to do, but I also like to save those for events. So outside of doing that, we're going to try very hard to get to Master 8. That is the goal, and we're going to see if we can make it happen, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's going to be the video for today. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. A huge shout out to our ace trainers. We've got Flight Master, Illusion, JP, White, and Husky Star. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and click that join button right next to the subscribe button for early access to the videos and other cool perks. Make sure to hit that description box while you're there. Join us in the Discord with the Discord link. Why are my words failing me? I've said this 100 times. Why can't I get it right today? Anyway, join us in the Discord with the link in the description box to talk about Pokemon Sleep and other video games. Other than that, y'all have a good night, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. We are on day 5 here on Snowdrop Tundra, looking for a Delibird. For those of you that missed it, we didn't have a video yesterday. I did put in the community tab as to why. Wife had a little bit of a minor surgery. Everything's going fine, but just didn't have time yesterday because, of course, surgery's early in the morning, and I was tending to her all day. So we didn't have a video yesterday, but a quick recap. I did get the slumbering type. Nothing really interesting showed up. I just decided to catch a Spheal. It was about the only thing that was really worthwhile. Got a lucky big hit on a bonus biscuit, took it home, but it wasn't that good, so it's gonna go to the professor. No really good sub skills on that, and the nature was just kind of so that's going to live with the professor. But the big thing is I did get another 50 diamonds from the daily lottery, which was very surprising, but continues our streak of getting lucky with the diamonds. But that's pretty much all that happened. Nothing really fancy. So let's just go ahead and move on and see if today is any different. We are going to start off with 32,204 sneaky snacking, and we're going to get another 25 diamonds from our stamp card. So we're getting pretty diamond rich right about now, which I'm not going to complain about one bit. And we're at Master 1. We are making good progress here on Snowdrop. The goal is still Master 8, but I'm kind of starting to doubt it. It's Friday and we haven't made it there yet. I still have been able to stick with the plan of the Calm Mind fruit salad throughout the majority of the week. I don't think I've made anything different outside of like 1 or 2 meals on Monday or Tuesday where I just didn't have the ingredients coming in yet. But so far it's been going pretty well. For our daily lottery, though, we are going to grab another 10 diamonds, continuing that streak of diamonds. And we did get 100 sleep points, which puts us at a grand total of 2,510. So we are doing pretty good. Now, let's jump into the sleep report and see if we can continue that trend of doing pretty good with the sleep report. I do need dozing sleep. That's what I'm really looking for. It seems like everything I've been hunting lately has been dozing. So kind of unfortunate that it is the hardest one for me to get, seemingly. 10 hours and 4 minutes of sleep, that makes sense. I was very tired. We got up very early yesterday. Yeah, slumbering sounds about right, given how I woke up. I felt very well rested, so that does make sense. So that does mean that, unfortunately, no Delibird again today. I really don't know. Funny enough, I was thinking yesterday, watch, I'm gonna get a shiny the one day I don't do a video, because that would be my luck. But no luck at all. Just more bad luck. 53 million for today, still 7 spawns. I thought we were at 8. We might just now be at 8 now that we got to Master 1. We do have a couple of Wynots and a Togepi. Seems like there's a lot of babies here, and we are not happy about that. Well, I don't know. Getting baby Pokemon isn't the worst. It's just the baby Pokemon are typically not very useful in this game. Yeah, what is that? 2 Togepis, a Riolu, a Lucario, 2 Wynots, and a Marowak. All of this, the only thing that's really super useful, and not even super useful, kind of useful, is the Marowak. Nothing else is going to help us at all. I like the metronome ability on Togepi. I think they have metronome. It's interesting, but it's not something you can rely on. So for that, I don't really care for it. And then, I mean, Riolu is kind of infamously bad. And Lucario, surprisingly, not super great in this game. And Wynot is kind of the same. I mean, Wynot's okay in the early days if you haven't got a dedicated energy for everyone healer yet. I keep saying that Wynot is a dream shard magnet, but now I think you guys have told me enough that it's not. So let me double check before I say this incorrectly. Let's see, Wynot, you are, yeah, energizing cheer. So gives energy to 1 random Pokemon on your team. In the early days, if you haven't got an energy for everyone healer yet, it could be useful if you get a really good one. But for the stage of the game I'm in now, none of this is really gonna help me all that much. I may just take the Togepi home just to be done with it, or you know what? Let's feed the Riolu. Dream Shard Magnet could come in handy if we get a really good one that has the right sub skills. Unfortunately, didn't get a lucky big hit like we did yesterday, but that's all right. We're just gonna go ahead and move on. Not really much to go on. It feels like slumbering is kind of a lackluster sleep style to get. Then, yeah, what candy do I send out? You know, let's just send out, I guess, Cubone candy. At least it's helpful in Topalo. The rest, I don't know if anybody even uses. If you do use one of those, let me know, because as far as I'm aware, pretty much nobody uses any of the other Pokemon outside of maybe Wynot and Wobbuffet for the early game healing. But we did get 2,630 Research XP and 4,619 Dream Shards. Well, that's pretty good. Not bad at all. I do wish we would have got something more interesting. Okay. Let's see. Do we have new news? We do have new news. What we got? Oh, big news drop. All right. Well, let's see. We've got a new arrival, Suicune. September 2nd. Oh, okay. I don't think they told us exactly when it was going to show up before. Wait, what? September 2nd? Oh, yeah, it's Monday. I was looking at August. I was like, wait, that's a Friday. But no, August 2nd is Friday. September 2nd is Monday. That makes more sense. Monday, September 2nd at 3 p.m. on Greengrass Isle. Note, Suicune incense can be used starting from the date and time above. Cool. All right. And then September 9th at 4 a.m., it will start spawning at Cyan Beach and Lapis Lakeside. Ooh, which does make sense for Lapis, but that's good. A lot of us could hunt it at Lapis because we tend to like Lapis a lot. It's very pretty, and there's some good spawns there. So, yeah, we kind of like Lapis. It will appear at Greengrass, Cyan, and Lapis. Still may appear during regular sleep research on these islands, even after the event ends. Same with Raiko and Entei, so no surprise there. It is Slumbering Sleep. Again, no surprise there. With Helper Boost Water, no surprise. Suicune is a special Pokemon, and you can only have one special Pokemon on your team at a time. Also, no surprise. So this is kind of what we expected for Suicune as far as all of that. But now we have a concrete date because I don't believe they told us exactly when. I believe they said early September last we heard. So September 2nd is official now. Going to be the Suicune event, which means I don't think it lines up with Good Sleep Day at all. Maybe week 2 will. But I forget exactly when Good Sleep Day is in September. North winds and freshly purified water have been reported on parts of Greengrass Isle. Follow-up research in the area revealed bits of Suicune mane that Suicune left behind. According to Professor Narrowly, he'll be able to conduct research into Suicune's sleep habits if you collect lots of Suicune mane samples during your sleep research. You can trade these Suicune mane samples via the event exchange for new items, Suicune incense, and Suicune biscuits to help you see Suicune's sleep styles. The legendary Pokemon Suicune will appear during sleep research for the first time, and this 2-week event is a special opportunity to concentrate on researching it. During this event, you can collect samples of Suicune mane to exchange via the event exchange for items such as Suicune incense and Suicune biscuits. You can use Suicune incense to research Suicune's various sleep styles. The event period will be Monday, September 2nd at 4 a.m. until Monday, September 16th at 3:59 a.m. So we get 2 weeks just like always. Week 1, Greengrass Isle. Week 2, Greengrass, Cyan, and Lapis. Which I do like when we can do events at different islands and don't have to go to Greengrass. So I kind of like that. Mission periods. Week 1 missions will be Monday, September 2nd until September 16th. And week 2 will be Monday, September 9th until September 16th. The event exchange ends on Thursday, September 19th, so even if you have some mains and stuff left over, you can still exchange it beyond the end of the event for 3 days, all the way through September. For the bonuses, on all days, the entire event, each time a water-type helper Pokemon brings you ingredients during regular helping, it will have 1 extra. That's what we had with Entei, and I believe Raiko as well. The chance of a water-type helper Pokemon's main skill being triggered will be multiplied by 1.5. Very good. Snorlax in the event areas will have Oran berries. Ooh, even on Lapis. Interesting. It says the event areas, not specifically Greengrass, so I'm curious if that also means Lapis. I would think so, based on the way it's worded. The other 2 kinds of berries are chosen at random. No, that makes it sound like it's Greengrass. So, I don't know. We'll either have to wait for further clarification or we'll just have to find out. A few Pokemon of different sleep types will appear, so we've got pseudo-balanced, of course. And then certain Pokemon will be more likely to appear during sleep research, so increased spawns for the specific event Pokemon, which makes sense. You know what? How much more? We've got a decent amount more. Let me, because with everything going on, running out of time, got recording a little bit later today than usual. Let me go ahead and make breakfast. Actually, I don't even think I need to collect. I think we have everything we need. Just make breakfast real quick and we can get back to that Suicune news before we miss breakfast. Definitely don't want to do that. We've been working too hard. We're going to throw in a tail and we need the honey. We need everything here, actually. You know what? Potatoes, we need the least of for Sunday. And with that Sprigatito that we caught, we're not going to have a problem getting those back really quickly, so we'll use those. So we're going to get 23,224 on this Calm Mind fruit salad. We'll wrap this up real quick. And then we can jump back into that news. I just don't want to miss breakfast. Really want to get to Master 8. So apologize for this quick intermission. I thought about feeding breakfast before news, but I didn't think that was the news we were getting. I thought it would be something small. Another 746 sneaky snacking, but back to the news. Okay, so where were we? The bonuses, we had just finished up the bonuses for the entire event. For week 1, the main skill levels of water type helper Pokemon will be boosted by 1. It cannot go beyond the cap, so if you have a Golduck, for example, that's already, I believe level 7 is unlocked for the Golduck main skill, you cannot get level 8, but if you have one at level 6, it will be level 7. Or any other water type Pokemon that you have, their main skill will be boosted by 1. Again, what we had with Entei. For week 2, they're going to be boosted by 3 levels. So all of the main skill levels for water type helper Pokemon boosted by 3. A big Snorlax will appear and it can be raised starting at a certain strength. I believe it was Ultra 1 in the past that the week 2 Snorlax started at. So you get a little bit of a buff for week 2 just to get you started, which should make going to Lapis very interesting. So that would be quite the idea to maybe go to Lapis for week 2 if we're going to start off with a Ultra 1 Snorlax. For the second Sunday of the event, the final day of the event, our Drowsy power will be multiplied by 1.5. So that ought to be pretty good too. It'll be a very nice capstone to the event. I like when they give us that little extra oomph right there at the end. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I appreciate that. Water type helper Pokemon are the Squirtle line, Psyduck line, Slowpoke line, Vaporeon, Totodile line, Wooper line, which will be available in Water Week pretty soon, and Suicune and the Quaxly, only Quaxly and Quaxwell, because Quaquaval turns into a fighting type whenever you evolve it. So keep that in mind if you do want to use your Quaxwell for the Suicune event. Keep it as a Quaxwell. Do not evolve it into a Quaquaval. You can still use it, it's just not going to be as effective. Pokemon that you can encounter in each area. So during the event, following Pokemon are more likely to appear. For the first week, Suicune will appear only on Greengrass Isle, which we knew, that makes sense, but appreciate the clarification, because sometimes they don't word things very well. For a slightly greater appearance rate, Squirtle line, Psyduck line, Slowpoke line, Vaporeon, Totodile line, Wooper line, Suicune, and Quaxly and Quaxwell. I'm guessing, yeah, that's across all islands. Okay, that makes sense. Greengrass, pretty much all the same, but with Feraligatr on top of it, because Feraligatr does spawn in Greengrass, I suppose. Cyan Beach, pretty much all the same. I'm not going to go through all of these because most of it is exactly the same. Lapis is more restricted than the others. Plus the slightly greater appearance rate pretty much covers everybody anyway. Just wherever they spawn, you have a higher chance of finding them. Cool. So that's pretty good. We know how Suicune main works. You get a certain amount based on the Pokemon that show up during your sleep research. If you get a water type this time around, you will get more mains than you get for the other type Pokemon. You can use that Suicune main to turn into the event shop while it's available, so that you can get items like the Suicune incense and Suicune biscuits. Biscuits give you +6, but only work on a Suicune. I believe you can feed them to other Pokemon, but it doesn't give you nearly as much. It may be a +1 or +3. I don't know. I've never tried, never looked into it, but you definitely want to save them for Suicune. Why would you use them on anybody else? So we'll give you +6 on a Suicune. On a Hungry Suicune, it's +18, and it does take 30 friendship points to take a Suicune home, or a legendary home. So definitely want to save them for that. Suicune incense, we should get a few of them. I believe in the past we've gotten 3 or 4 from the event. So we usually have a pretty decent number of shots at catching a Suicune. The one that everybody gets will probably be the same, just like with legendary. Wow, with Raikou and Entei. The very first one that everybody catches is the exact same. In my opinion, it's still worth using a Master Biscuit to just get that one out of the way and try to hunt a better one, because the one that we all get, the first one, is usually decent, but not anywhere near the best. It'll work, but it's not the best that you could find. Master Biscuits in this game, I feel like aren't really that powerful. There's just very, very few Pokemon that you want to use a Master Biscuit on. So to me, it's worth using kind of a useless biscuit in a lot of senses, just to catch the legendary, the first one, get it out of the way. You could use more Master Biscuits on the others, but it's a gamble, and I don't really like gambling my Master Biscuits on, who knows if it's going to even be good. So I tend to not do that, but I do like to use the Master Biscuit. Get that first one out of the way and be done with it. So that's what I would suggest doing. But of course, it's your game. Play the game however you want to play it. The event exchange is what we talked about before. I'm sure we'll get some more information on that soon. Once the maintenance before the event happens that actually puts the data in the game, we'll get a data mine. We'll go over all that information when it's available. Other than that, that is it. Not a whole lot going on other than that news, but big news. Very excited, and we know that we only have a couple weeks now. Yeah, next week is Water Week. Then we've got a week break, and then Suicune. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. We're gonna have a good time, and we just need to catch a Delibird before that happens. So now we know we're on the clock. So let's go ahead and move on, and hopefully we'll get a decent amount of community reports today. We got a few yesterday. I think it was like 45, 46. Only 36 today. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that doubled up. Very good, actually. Very good. A little over a third. No level up still, but they're coming soon. I keep thinking today's the day. Today's the day, and then tomorrow's the day, but it's never tomorrow nor today. It's always tomorrow. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying words. Another 420 sneaky snacking. Let's go ahead and collect Gardevoir. I'm pretty sure you have a double trigger because you tend to do that. Yeah. Gardevoir went from having, with this new double trigger buff, Gardevoir went from having like 3 or 4 triggers a day to like 6 or 7 on average now. So I appreciate the buff. Very good for skill specialists. We got an ingredient magnet trigger, which we want. You have not been triggering at all. I don't think I've gotten a single trigger from Raichu this week. And then you, I don't know why I keep clicking on you. You're always full on inventory. So I don't know why I do that. But let's go ahead and make lunch since we've got the time. I did have enough for a little bit stocked up, and that ingredient magnet is going to help us get some extra stuff that we can throw in there. We're still going to have to do 1 potato, but that's fine. We only need 27 potatoes on Sunday. Honestly, we could just throw that Sprigatito on the team on Sunday and probably not worry about potatoes. But I would like to have them stocked up because ultimately I'd like to have berry specialists running the entire day on Sunday. But all right, we did get 23,713. So we're doing pretty well. We are cruising through the ranks, not as quickly as I wanted, but much more quickly than we have in the past with salads. Again, if we had curries, I don't think this would even be a question. We would be like probably Master 5 by now. But maybe I'm just super optimistic and really nostalgic for curries because I haven't gotten curries, it feels like, in 2 months. I feel like it's been nothing but salad and desserts lately. We did, however, clear a mission for using 262 candies, and I will show you here in just a moment what I used that on, because I definitely think it was well worth it. And even though we don't have the Delibird we want, the Pokemon I used it on will serve us very, very well. You may be able to guess what it is already, but if not, let me go ahead and show you. It's all the way down here at the bottom, a little further up. This one, right here, Meowscarada. I figured it was a good call. Not only is it a triple potato farmer, which we want, it is pretty highly rated. It's got very good sub-skills. Honestly, could probably drop a sub-skill seed on it and make it even better. But it's also got the Wiki Berries, which Snowdrop Snorlax prefers. So we can get potatoes, and whenever we don't get potatoes, we get the berries, which are Snorlax's favorite. I checked, I think it was like 163 per Wiki Berry whenever I put it on the team yesterday. Got a few potatoes, which is why I don't mind spending some, because I saw how quickly they were coming in. So I think Meowscarada is going to do very, very, very well for us. So I felt like it was a good investment. I thought about this one, but the Venusaur we have, I think, will do fine for now. We will invest in this one eventually, but for now, the Venusaur is going to work fine for what we need, just for the few tomatoes we need to get. I was hoping our ingredient magnet would give us a little bit more tomatoes, but so far, no luck. But we are doing very well. Master 8 is still questionable. Still the goal, though. Sunday is going to make the difference. We will not know for sure if we're going to get it until Sunday. May have to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For now, I've got everything I need for breakfast and... Well, no, I did use some potatoes, so we don't have enough for lunch. Again, though, potatoes not a big concern. But we do have most of what we need. Corn, we're using for both recipes. No worries there. Tomatoes, we're almost to breakfast and lunch. Corn, no worries. Oil, big concern because our Toxicroak is very wishy-washy on if we get enough oil throughout the day. But I do want to put Toxicroak on the team eventually, today or tomorrow, just to stock up a little bit more. Again, I could wait until Sunday, but I really would just like to... I've already got a pretty full day on Sunday, so I would like to just do Berry Specialists and not have to worry about checking the game. So we're gonna have to wait and see, but for now, I did want to check one last thing before we go. Calm Mind Fruit Salad, how are we looking? We're doing kind of bad on honey. That's why I haven't swapped Venusaur out. We only have enough apples for one more for dinner tonight. Yeah, how do we want to handle this? Yeah, I think I'm gonna gamble. I think we can leave Raichu on the team. I shouldn't have collected from him, but I think we can leave Raichu on the team for now. You know what? Hold on. No. That's right. I do need to swap out. I need to swap out, get just a few apples, just enough for breakfast tomorrow. Throw Raichu back on the team, and then we can leave Raichu on the team all day today and until tomorrow morning when we swap it back out for Skeledirge again. If we can do that, I think we'll be in a really good spot. So let's get Skeledirge on the team now. Get the few apples we need. We don't need many, so probably within an hour or two, I can swap Raichu back in. And then I think we'll be set. And so far, things are going pretty well. If we could get an extra tasty, that would really help, but Master 8 is looking pretty doable in my head. I haven't run any calculations. This is all just going off of feeling and my familiarity with the game. I may be wrong. Master 8 may not be reachable, but that is the goal, and that's what we're going to shoot for. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes, but that is going to be it for me today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. A huge shout out to our ace trainers, Flightmaster, Illusion, JP, White, and Husky Star. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and click that join button right next to the subscribe button. Get early access to the videos every day and a bunch of other cool perks. And while you're down there, go ahead and click that link to the Discord in the description box. Come join us, talk about Pokemon Sleep and other video games. Other than that, y'all have a good night, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 6 here on Snowdrop Tundra, trying to find a Delibird, and it is not going well so far, but that's sneaky snacking, though. We are going to start off with 40,112 sneaky snacking. I did put Raichu on the team a little earlier yesterday, not right before bed, but a few hours before, because we did get to a decent point with our ingredients. And we're also going to grab a small dream cluster for completing the reward stamp. And that puts us at Master 3, so we've at least met the minimum goal to get the incense, which it's Eradicate Incense. Not that big of a deal, but it's a goal, and we made it. We can also grab 100 sleep points, and that is going to put us at 2,610 total sleep points. And then for our daily lottery, we are going to grab something nice. How nice? A small ingredient ticket. Okay, so the diamond streak is over, but we ended with 700 diamonds. We were at like 450-ish, somewhere around there before we went on that little diamond run. So 250-ish diamonds is not bad. Not bad to make that in a couple of days. And most of it from the daily lottery. So we did pretty good. All right, let's jump into this sleep report. See if we got the dozing type. Probably didn't. My sleep has been all kinds of messed up because of everything going on, but doubt I got the dozing type. I'm probably getting the slumbering type. 10 hours, 7 minutes. It sounds about right. Yeah, slumbering looks about right. 47%. That might be. Oh, no, it wasn't balanced. I was looking at the numbers thinking it might be. It wasn't. Just the slumbering type, which sounds about right. Every time I come to Snowdrop, I cannot get dozing. But if I went somewhere else and needed snoozing, I'd be getting dozing left and right. We did, however, finally get a full 8 spawns, 68.2 million drowsy power. So we're doing pretty good there. At least we got the 8 spawns. Maybe we can get some decent XP and dream shards while we're here. So far, we got in a top belly swablu, a Cubone. What else do we have? It's been a very, very long time since we got a shiny. I just saw a Cramorant though, which I think Cramorant might have been my last shiny actually. So we got Togepi, Abomasnow, 2 Wynots, the Cubone and Swablu that we saw already, another Swablu, and a Cramorant. So not bad. Decent amount of research XP and dream shards. It's better than only 3 spawns, but nothing really too fantastic. I mean, we have an entire fleet, and of course the Swablu's hungry. That's the one I was about to mention. We have an entire fleet of Swablu that are actually good. We could use a better Cubone. How are we looking? Man, part of me really wants to take this Cubone home and ignore the Swablu, but I know somebody is going to mention it if I do not at least feed the Swablu something. Even though I really don't need it, kind of want it now that it's hungry. Let's, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's feed the Cubone the bonus biscuit. Let's take that home for sure. We could use a better Marowak. We have 2 decent ones, but we could use a better one for sure. And then what we'll do is we will feed the Swablu just 1 Pokebiscuit. Maybe we'll get the crit cap. Nope. Just the regular hungry hit. And then we'll just leave it as is. We'll leave it set up just like the Cubone was. And we'll be done with it. Nothing else here really all that interesting. We already have a pretty decent Cramorant. And Cramorant's not really super helpful either. Let's see. Probably Swablu Candy would be my best bet on what's the best to send out. Not really a whole lot. Again, this week is kind of not a whole lot of good stuff showing up. All right, so we got 2,790 research XP and 5,344 dream shards. We're doing pretty good. Making back what I spent the other day on the Meowscarada, but it was definitely worth it to spend it. Where is Cubone? I am 100% blind. There you are. Okay. Now that I've found Cubone, it's level 14 and Sassy. Sassy is not what we want, but we got Ginger and Double Cocoa. Okay, so what else do we got? Helping Speed M is a very good start. Inventory up, M. That's okay. Not the worst. Skill level up, inventory up. I mean, a lot of blue skills. Skill trigger. Yeah, not what we're looking for. This is a pretty decent skill specialist. It's not the best by any means, but it's trying to be a skill specialist, which is not what we want. I clicked the wrong one. Sassy. Yeah, this isn't what we're looking for. We want at least berry finding, but helping bonus berry finding is what we're really looking for. Not happening on this Cubone. So this one's probably going straight to the professor again. Come on, wrap it up. Level 60 is taking a little longer than usual today. 68 final PR. Yeah, I mean, it's still going to the professor no matter what, because it doesn't have the sub skills we're looking for. At least we still have a berry finding Cubone or Marowak already. We just need one with berry finding and helping bonus. That would be fantastic. But let's go ahead and move on. Another 284 sneaky snacking and probably no new news. Correct. No new news. All right. So with no new news, we have new community reports, 44 of them. Very good. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 that doubled up. Very good. And we got a level up today. There we go. Beautiful shiny Psyduck. Low-key, one of my favorite shinies. I really like the iced over blue look. Fantastic. That's going to give us a small handy candy. All right. Now we're doing pretty good. Now we can go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes and everything. We can check and get caught up on how we're looking with our ingredient. I was going to say problem, not a problem. Situation, that's the word. We're actually doing very good on our ingredients. Might as well collect that double trigger from you. We know we're going to get it almost all the time. Almost every morning. Couple more apples, that's good. That might be all we need. No, we are going to need some more apples. Skill trigger there. 25 energy, very nice. I am gonna collect all that because I do want those apples, and I'm probably gonna swap Eradicate out. Venusaur doing pretty good on these skill triggers, which I desperately need because the problem we're gonna run into tomorrow isn't having what we need for the meals, but having the filler. So that's gonna be fun. Let's see, Calm Mind fruit salad. We're definitely gonna need some apples. We only need a little bit more honey. How much honey do we need? 48? Yeah, so we need 10 more honey. And then I believe Venusaur is done on the team. Yeah, for the rest of the week. So 10 more honey. We can swap Venusaur out, get the other ingredients we need for tomorrow, which we're actually pretty close. We already got what we need for breakfast and lunch for tomorrow. We just need a few more. 66 is what we need to get to. So another 17. So probably swap Venusaur out for the Toxicroak, get that oil going. Then corn, we're actually in a really good spot. We only need 80 something for all of today and tomorrow. So we're very close to that. So we'll get Beware back on the team. And then we should be in a pretty solid place. I'm gonna go ahead and collect everything from Raichu just to get, well, there's only 2 apples. I thought there was more in there. Kind of regretting collecting that now. Got ahead of myself. Anyway, Calm Mind fruit salad. We do have what we need to make it. We also got a skill trigger from Meowscarada, so we have a little bit of extra pot space this morning. Let's see what we can fill that in with. We got a long way to go. Ginger is not going to be used for tomorrow. Don't want to use the oil. Potatoes, let's see, we need 3 more. Okay, so 3 more of something that we can get a ton of pretty easy. You know what, we're really close to corn. Let's just go ahead and use that. I think that'll be all right. If we can get an extra tasty here, that would really help. Nope. 26,611 though. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So we're doing very well. I don't think that's going to put us at Master 4 though. I don't think we'll make it there just yet. We will be getting close. Probably about 2/3, 3/4. Maybe. Ooh. Not even half. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, the ranks are starting to get a little bit difficult now. But that's fine. We're still in a really good place. All right. So now that we have breakfast out of the way, let's see how we're looking for what we need for lunch and dinner. Yeah, we need 10 more honey. We have all the corn we need for lunch and dinner, but we do need to make sure we get the corn for tomorrow. So we only need 24 corn for lunch and dinner today, which means we have 36 left over, which means we're actually pretty close to being done with all we need for tomorrow as well. Apples, we're going to need 42, so we need another 30. That'll be really easy with Skeledirge, no problem there. So we're very close. So we need to keep Beware on the team, keep Venusaur. We are going to have to bring the regular team back, Skeledirge, Venusaur, and Beware, but most of them can be swapped out pretty quickly. For the salad tomorrow, let's see, 34, 51, and we needed, how much? We need 51 for tomorrow and 24, so a total of 75. And we currently have 60, so that'll go pretty quick as well. No worries there. We only need 15. Yeah, we really only need like 10 to 20 of each of these, and then we're done, except for the tomatoes. The tomatoes we do need quite a bit. So we'll get that swapped in. honestly, we could probably... Yeah, with how much honey we need, we only need 10 more. Probably swap in the old Venusaur that can bring in tomatoes and honey. And we might get all we need just from that. So yeah, I think that'll be the plan. We'll swap in the old Venusaur. We only need 7 more potatoes. So yeah. Now we've got a plan. Cool. All right, we'll swap in the old Venusaur. Get tomatoes and honey at the same time. There you go, Mr. AB squared. Yeah, we should be doing pretty good there. Then we'll swap in Beware, and that will give us all the corn we need. Where you at, buddy? There you are. And Mr. Skeledirge, because you are just an apple beast. There you are, all the way at the bottom. Okay, so with this team, we shouldn't have any issues getting all the tomatoes, apples, honey, corn that we need. The only thing we're gonna have to worry about after that will be the potatoes and the oil. But once we get what we need of the probably gonna get the corn first, to be honest. The honey will probably take a little bit longer because we are using the split ingredient Venusaur. Apples will come pretty quickly. So once we get that, we'll swap out Skeledirge and Beware for Meowscarada and Toxicroak. Get the oil and potatoes we need. And then once that's done, I'm going to swap one of them for our big Blastoise because he's going to bring in a ton of milk and cocoa. And that's going to help us fill out the pot. And then outside of that, we'll swap in Raticate and Raichu again. Hopefully, by the end of the night, we're at a pretty decent amount of ingredients to where I can swap out Blastoise for another berry finder, probably Gengar, if we can. But just have to wait and see how it goes. But that is the plan. Things are on track to go well. Master 8 is still the goal, but it's going to be very hard. We're only a little over 500,000 away from it, which is possible. It's gonna be tough, but it's possible. So we're gonna see if we can pull this off this week. It's gonna be rough, but we're gonna try. It's actually kind of nice trying to find a way to get the high rank again. It's been a while since we've done it. We've done a lot of weeks where we've been trying to catch something specific, so we've been keeping our rank low or not really caring about the rank, but I really want to see if we can get to Master 8. That's what we're going to try to do. Trying to find that Delibird, and of course our odds of finding one go up the more the higher our ranks go. Honestly, I think we might be at the point where our Delibird odds are like 80% if we get dozing, but that's if we get dozing. We are going to grab the Eradicate Incense for hitting Master 3. We've almost got Cook 17 times. Befriend 10 Pokemon, probably not happening. Give out 15 biscuits, probably not happening this week, but that's all right. We're just trying to catch this Delibird, and then next week we got Water Week, so it's going to be fun. You know what? I don't think we have enough, actually. I was going to do lunch, but I think we're short on apples. Yep, we're short on apples. Never mind. I was going to leave you guys with lunch, but we'll just have to wait. We'll let Skeledirge do his thing, and then I'll make some lunch later. But that's how that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. A huge shout out to our ace trainers for supporting the channel. We've got Flightmaster Illusion, JP, Whitey, and Husky Star. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel as well, click that join button right next to the subscribe button. Get early access to the videos as well as a bunch of other cool perks. Other than that, oh yeah, the Discord. That's a thing that I keep forgetting to talk about. It's in the description box. Go ahead and click the link to the Discord in the description box. Come join us, talk about Pokemon Sleep and other video games. Other than that, y'all have a good night, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on Sunday. Finally, we are here, and we are looking like things are going to go very well today. I had a really good day with all of my meals yesterday. We got up to 859,000. Did get an extra tasty, so that helped quite a lot. And we've got 27,663 sneaky snacking. You can see Blastoise is on the team. Try to get some of those extra ingredients. Those 10 apples will actually help quite a lot. Looks like the stamp card is still the same, nothing new. Maybe once we hit a certain threshold, it will change, but as of right now, still the same as it's been the last few weeks since the update. Just a little update on that. But let's grab our 100 sleep points. That'll put us at 2,710. And for our daily lottery, we can hopefully get something nice. Good sleep day bundles are now available if you want one, but for me, I'm just here for the daily lottery. Another 20 diamonds. Maybe the diamond streak is back on. That would be nice. I would not complain one bit, especially if we can get that 100 diamonds again. It's been a while. We've gotten it twice so far, I think, but if we can get it again, get that hat trick nice and complete, that'd be great. All right, let's jump into the sleep report, see if we got the dozing type. I do feel a lot more rested, or I did feel a lot more rested this morning when I woke up, so I'm hoping that means that it's not slumbering. I feel like I'm finally catching up on my sleep after these last few days. It's a decent amount of dozing, 12%. That might be enough to push it, but maybe not. No, it's still snoozing. Well, at least it's not slumbering. Slumbering on Snowdrop, I feel like has just been kind of letting me down, so not really too happy about that, getting the slumbering all those times, but it is what it is. Not a single 1-star sleep, huh? All 2, 3, and the top belly, 86, almost 86 million. Okay, well, maybe we'll get something interesting. At the very least, we should have a decent amount of XP and dream shards after this. Got a top belly Wobbuffet and a Jigglypuff. What else do we got? Let's see. Come on, game, keep up. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, now I need to keep up because that went way too fast. 2 Wobbuffets, Slackoth, which I do need a good one. I probably need 2 good ones, actually. The Jigglypuff that we saw already, the Togetic, Ampharos, Slowbro, and another Togetic. Togetic? Togetic? Togetic. I think it's Togetic. I don't know. It could be one or the other now that I think about it. I think I used to say Togetic when I was younger, and then as I got older, I heard more people call it Togetic, and so I started saying that. So maybe I just, maybe I'm not fully awake, and my brain went all the way back to my childhood and pronounced it the wrong way. So let's see, anything, nobody's hungry, but there's not really anything worth catching, to be honest. The only one I really want is that Slackoth, but I kind of would feel terrible using a bonus biscuit on it. But there's not really anything else worth catching. I already have a pretty good Ampharos. I have a very good Slowbro. I've got a pretty good, I think it's already a Togetic that I caught way early on in the game. I've got a fairly good Togepi that's going to be a Togekiss, maybe. Even if I was trying to catch Togekiss, which I don't really plan to do because it's Metronome. I'd rather catch a Togepi. Kind of the same thing with Jigglypuff. I'd rather catch an Igglybuff. And I don't really need a healer. Wobbuffet, Dream Shard Magnet, I mean, could be good. But again, we'd rather catch a Why-Not. Man. I really don't want to spend this bonus biscuit on the Slackoth, but that's really the only thing I care to catch here. I guess, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Indecision is not fun, but none of this is really all that interesting. I mean, yeah, it's really not. Honestly, maybe Togetic is the best thing to spend it on, because the Togepi I have is decent, but it's not great. So if I ever do want, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know why I need 2 of them, to be honest with you. I don't know. I just fed it to something just to not feed it to Slackoth, because I really didn't want to spend a bonus biscuit just for 1 point, but maybe that was the smart play to just save that bonus biscuit and the Poke Biscuit for something else. But at least we're taking something home today. We're at least going to catch something. Hopefully it's going to be good. So far I haven't had any decent luck with Slackoth, but I've only ever caught a few of them. Out of all of this, yeah, maybe, honestly, I think Slackoth Candy's probably the most helpful for people on my friends list. Yeah, probably. I think most people on my friends list by now have moved beyond Wigglytuff. Nobody uses Wobbuffet. I never hear of anybody using Togekiss. If you do use Togekiss and you like running the gambling with Metronome, that's cool, but I feel like most people on my friends list don't. Slowbro is not a good tail farmer. Everybody's using Slowking if they're even trying for tails, which I don't think people are. Ampharos is pretty good, but I feel like it's a niche scenario and most people aren't using it. But I know there are people in the Discord that are big Slacking fans, so I'm gonna send out the Slackoth candy just because I really don't think any of the others are. I don't think any of them are good choices, but Slackoth is a decent choice. We did get 4,617 research XP and 6,695 dream shards. Very good. All right, buddy, let's see how you are today. Adamant would be great. Gentle, I don't remember Gentle. Level 14. We've got Tomato, Honey. And inventory up S is okay. Not the best. Helping speed M doesn't look like we're getting what we want. Skill trigger and skill level up. We really want that berry finding. It is not happening. But a gentle nature is main skill up, energy recovery down. Okay. It's not the worst. Not the worst. But this one is not going to be what we're looking for. Either for a Vigoroth or a Slacking. Because if you don't know, they Vigoroth and Slacking, their stats are kind of weird. And you can use, I believe it's Slacking is like a really pseudo skill specialist, I believe, if I remember correctly. Because his skill trigger rate is just so naturally high that even though his frequency is low, his skill trigger rate is very high, and Ingredient Magnet is really good for that. I believe that's how people have been using it. I haven't paid too much attention to Slackoth because I haven't really got it, or Slacking because I haven't got a good Slackoth yet, but I believe people that are using Slacking are using him for that, a pseudo skill specialist for Ingredient Magnet. And then you can keep him as a Vigoroth for the higher speed and use him as a proper berry specialist, which with the Goodnight ribbons that we have in the game now is actually going to be very beneficial for Vigoroth. So may start seeing some increased use of Vigoroth, especially on Snowdrop where the person berries are the favored berries. Unfortunately, though, this one at a PR of 53 and not having helping bonus or berry finding, particularly berry finding, is not going to be what we're looking for. So this guy is going to go live with the professor. But at least we caught another one. I need to start catching more Slackoth. Try to get a good one. I don't have one that I really like all that well. But all right, let's move on. We got another 341 sneaky snacking. I don't believe we're going to have any news today. No, still no new news, but that's okay. Tomorrow starts Water Week, and that's the important part. Let's go ahead and get our community reports. And we've got 47 of them. Very nice. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 that have doubled up. Very, very good. That's almost half. I think about 40%-ish, somewhere around there. With my quick and dirty math in my head, which we all know isn't super reliable, but I think it's about right, about 40%. All right, let's go ahead and collect our double triggers from Gardevoir. I feel like it's gotten to the point where I get double skill triggers from Gardevoir more often than not. There we go. That's what I needed to see, all that tomato and honey. It's exactly what we needed today. I am not going to collect. I needed that ingredient magnet to trigger too, to be honest. I'm not going to collect from the Raichu just yet because I don't think I'm going to be swapping him out. We have 300 ingredients right now, which is a good amount. Probably need a little bit more. Probably need to leave Blastoise on the team for a couple more hours. Do we? Probably. I think so. Yeah, 114. So that means we need 300 and, oh man, that math is 342. So we need a little bit more. We definitely have enough now to fill in quite a lot. That ingredient magnet was really what we needed. Let's go ahead and drop all of this cocoa in here. What else can we drop in here? We don't need any of the honey. We can drop the rest of that. Exactly what we needed. 19 honey. Cool. Okay, so now we can go ahead and make this extra tasty. No luck. I fear that we spent all of our luck yesterday on that extra tasty that I got, but 47,000 is about what that extra tasty got me yesterday, so I'll take it. This is basically an extra tasty without being extra tasty under normal circumstances, but we need that Sunday extra tasty to really push us over the edge. It'll probably be around 130,000, 120,000, somewhere around there. 140, I don't know, somewhere around there. It'll be a lot, and it'll definitely be what we need to really make sure that we get to Master 8. Master 8 is still possible, it's just all up to luck at this point, which is not the most ideal. That's a lot of apples. That is a lot of apples. Do I want to collect those apples and restart the... No, I don't. I want to leave it as is. Yeah, want to leave it as is. But what we do need to do is go ahead and we'll drop the Venusaur. We'll get the Raticate on the team. Actually, who performs better here? I'm curious which one would perform better, our Raticate with the favored berries or one of the Gengars. Raticate, level 27, good. We're on Snowdrop. Let's see. This guy, oh no, he doesn't have berry finding till 75. That's unfortunate. Which of you, one of you is worse for ingredients. It is you. You're the one that's worse for ingredients, which is good because I want berries. Well, let's see. If we say he's always full, because they are both, I'm not going to collect from either of them. There's no need. Yeah. By far, the Raticate. Good. All right, well, let's go ahead and drop Raticate on the team then. I don't want to get Raticate to level 50 now because of berry finding. Kinda want to, but I feel like that's probably a mistake. I feel like that's a huge investment for not much reward, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a pretty good rat. It's a pretty good rat. But yeah, don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It isn't worth it, man. Okay, so we're gonna leave Blastoise on the team for a little while. You know who might be a better choice? Let's see. What happens? What happens if we get you... Let's just say level 25. Just because. Oh, actually worse. Never mind. Thought the helping bonus would help out a little bit more, but not as much. Oh, he does have helping speed S. That's why. Okay, never mind. Well, we figured out the answer to the question. Raticate in this scenario better than Gengar. Kind of figured that would be the case, but I wanted to double check and make sure the math was on my side since we do have the goal of Master 8. So where are we? I think we needed like 1.25 million for Master 8. 1.29 basically, so almost 1.3 million. We are not that far off, but we are for sure going to need at least one extra tasty, possibly two, just to get to Master 8. But we're also in a really good spot with the helping bonus. Let's see how our ingredients are doing. I know we have enough for everything. We don't have to worry about the base ingredients for the green grass salad for lunch or dinner. We have exactly what we need. Hoping that we have a little bit extra as well. But gonna have to check the bag for that, or we can just go ahead and make lunch and be done with it. Then we don't have to worry about anything other than dinner. Okay. So if we make lunch, we do have, we'll just throw in everything that we don't need. That's an ingredient we're not going to use first. Let's get rid of all of those. We need to keep 14, so we can't use any more than 31 tomatoes. We need to keep 17, so we can't use anything more than, what is that? 28. So let's go ahead and get that up to 28. Because if this does go extra tasty, I'd rather it go extra tasty on the corn. But actually, it doesn't look like it really mattered all that much. We could only do 4 other tomatoes anyway. Actually, no, we could do some more potatoes. Let's just try to min-max this just a little bit. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll leave us with 9 potatoes. Okay. If this goes extra tasty, this is one of the better meals that I could make. The breakfast going extra tasty would have been better because it had all the cocoa, but this is pretty close to that one. So let's see. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Let's go. 137,287. That's what I'm talking about. Level 54, we almost got it to 55, which I'm excited about for no reason because 60 is now the new dish cap anyway. So no worries there. All right, we did get it to level 54 though. So we're doing pretty good. All right, where does that put us? I know it's not exactly what we needed, but I do think that that means that we absolutely have to get an extra tasty dinner in order to hit Master 8. This will put us about halfway to Master 7. Is that what that said? Or a third? We're doing pretty well, though. Either way, we're at Master 6, which was our old record. We might have beaten our old record now. Let's see. 1,084,945. Let's see. Is that where we're at right now? Did we beat it? No, not yet, but we will. We will for sure beat the record. We're at least at Master 6. We're only like 6,000 away from beating the old record. That will definitely happen by the end of the day. If I don't beat the old record, something is very, 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 very wrong. But we're getting pretty close. We only need another 200,000, 220-ish thousand. No, not even that much. Yeah, only 210,000. This is feeling very doable. I don't know if the math works out. I didn't want to know if the math worked out because I wanted to just kind of see if it would happen and be surprised if it did. But it is possible. We did get cooked for 17 times to get another 1,400 dream shards. So yeah, we're doing really good there. Probably not going to finish the other 2 missions. I would be very surprised if we do. But so far, pretty good week. Things are going pretty well. But before we wrap it up today, I did want to, I'm a little behind on this one, but Wooper and Quagsire information has been data mined and released. So we are going to go over that here in just a moment. If you don't want to be spoiled, then go ahead and click off the video. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the video if you're going to be departing. But we are going to go over Wooper and Quagsire. We're going to check over their main skill and their specialty, and we're going to talk about it in just a minute. So let's go ahead and jump into that now, and we're going to start off with this adorable boy Wooper because he's super cute. All right, so they are going to be under the slumbering sleep type. I feel like we all knew that already. I'm pretty sure that was in the announcement. If not, water type makes sense. But Wooper is a water type. It is an ingredient specialist, which does wrap up the trio of the Pokemon that were released during the type weeks. So Dedenne was a skill specialist, Vulpix was a berry specialist. Now we've got an ingredient specialist in Wooper. No surprise there. The Pity Proc help count, which is, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but about 78, I don't know. This is supposed to help you catch one sooner or eventually. Not really sure exactly how this works because I feel like it's not that hard to catch them. So I wouldn't really worry about that. But 5 hearts to take it home, of course. It's about what we expect for a non-evolved form. The frequency is very, very high. Kind of surprised that it's that slow. I'm hoping that when we get to Quagsire, it's a bit faster. Especially given that it's only a 2-stage Pokemon. Kind of don't want to see that high of a frequency, but I don't know. Let's check them out. We of course don't know the ingredients yet because we won't know those until we can start catching them. I'm not sure why, but that's always been the case. And the ingredient rate, of course, same as the skill trigger rate and the ingredients. They're not really settled. They're just taking a guess on what they generally are. It's a good base, but it will change once we get more Wooper and Quagsire coming in for them to determine through the math and what people are catching about what the ingredient and skill trigger rates are going to be. So for now, we do know that we can catch Wooper on Greengrass, Cyan, and Topalo. The drowsy power is always the same, regardless of the drowsy power requirement that you need to find them is always the same, regardless of which island you're on. So we're going to go through this. I'm only going to say the drowsy power for Greengrass. Just know that I will say it for the 3-star once we get there, but just know that the drowsy power is always the same, regardless of the island. So on Greengrass Isle, it will take Grade 1 with 2,280,000 drowsy power requirement to get it to spawn. For 2-star, Grade 5 with 7,144,000 drowsy power. For the 4-star, the Atop Belly, it's going to be Master 1 with 33,478,000 drowsy power to get it to spawn. On Cyan Beach, it's Basic 3, where you get the 1-star sleep. At Grade 2, you unlock the 2-star sleep. And then for the 3-star sleep, you unlock it at Ultra 3, and it requires 28,766,000 drowsy power to spawn. With 4-star sleep being at Master 1, same as on Greengrass. Then for Topalo, Basic 2 will get you the 1-star sleep. Grade 1 is the 2-star, Ultra 2 for the 3-star, and Master 1 for the 4-star. So the Atop Belly always unlocks at Master 1 for Wooper. But it does seem like either Cyan Beach or Topalo is going to be a pretty easy place to hunt Wooper. Not only does it spawn pretty early on at Grade 1 and Grade 2 for the 2-star sleeps, which is usually about where you start getting pretty good odds of finding one. But the spawn pool is a lot more restricted because there's not as many Pokemon that spawn there. So I'm not sure which particular one may be better in terms of the total number of potential spawns, but either one should be pretty easy, Cyan Beach or Topalo, for a Wooper hunt. So we'll definitely be going there to one of them for that Wooper. Not sure which one, to be honest with you, but one of them. All right, so now that we've got Wooper and his stats out of the way, let's look at Quagsire. Quagsire, of course, most of this is the same. Still Slumbering type, still an ingredient specialist. Charge Energy, I think I forgot to talk about this actually. Charge Energy S is the main skill, and as a refresher, Charge Energy S restores energy directly to the user with the main skill, so it will charge its own energy. This is a pretty good ability. I like it most of the time. I do feel like it's kind of redundant if you have a good healer on the team, though. I've enjoyed it with Skeledirge. It's been nice to have it when Gardevoir is having an off day, but those are rare. So most of the time, Skeledirge is just healing himself for no reason. So he'll be at, say, 140% energy. He'll heal himself up to 120% or 150% energy, and then 10 minutes later, Gardevoir will skill proc, get him back to 150. We restored like 1% energy, but even if he hadn't charged his own energy, Gardevoir would have topped him up anyway. So it's one of those abilities that it's good to have, but I feel like it's becoming more redundant now that we have, especially the buff to skill specialists where they can store 2 procs at once. Really kind of feels like it's not as necessary and kind of maybe needs a second pass now that skill specialists and healers in particular have gotten, party-wide healers have gotten this big buff. Kind of feels like that's where we're at. I would have liked to have seen another special main skill. Maybe another ingredient magnet would be good. I don't really know what else we could do. I mean, Dream Shard Magnet on an ingredient specialist might be interesting. Could be interesting because the Dream Shards are just a nice bonus on top of the ingredients that you have that Pokemon on the team specifically to bring in. Hypothetically, let's say Quagsire was all Tails. You have Quagsire on the team specifically to bring in Tails. So if it gets Dream Shard Magnet to proc, those Dream Shards are just a nice bonus on top of that. I feel like that could be really good. Something like that that's just a nice bonus to have maybe would be really good now that healers are as powerful as they are, which is kind of making me nervous that maybe they're gonna Maybe they're going to try to nerf healers eventually. I hope they don't, but charge energy is definitely seeming redundant and maybe needs another look. But as long as the ingredients are good, it could be pretty good, pretty decent. It does have a huge drop off on its frequency. It does drop to 56 minutes, which is very good. As a refresher, Wooper was 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 20 seconds for its frequency. Quagsire, 56 minutes, 40 seconds for its base frequency. So that is very good. You always want it to be under an hour, especially for a fully evolved Pokemon. But yeah, I don't know. It's still going to be pretty quick once you get all the bonuses, especially if you have a good healer on the team that is keeping it at a high energy rate and has the highest multiplier. It's going to be very good. Well, the real determining factor on how good Wooper is going to be is what exact ingredients it gets. I don't think it's going to be leeks. Leeks would be good, but I mean, what else could we get that would be very nice? Honestly, mushrooms would be kind of good. Gengar currently, I think, is the best mushroom gatherer in the game, but its ingredient finding rate is so low. It's almost a pseudo berry gatherer in a lot of scenarios. So having a dedicated mushroom gatherer would be good. If we could get triple mushrooms. I don't think we have a triple mushroom yet, actually. Yeah, no, I don't think we do. Triple mushroom would be good if we could get that on Quagsire. Another egg gatherer would be very nice too. That'd be very good, especially something that we could catch that has a base form that only requires 5 biscuits, or not 5 biscuits, 5 friendship points. That would be very good if we could get that. What else do we really need? I think at this point we're doing pretty solid on most of these ingredients. Of course, the tails we still need, but I don't think Wooper's going to be the tail gatherer. I would be very surprised if it's a water Pokemon that brings in triple tails. But I don't know what else could, unless they bring in the Galarian Slow King and Slowbro. Those maybe could. I think that'd be kind of interesting if we finally get regional variants for triple tails. I mean, outside of that, it's really all we've got left that we need an easier ingredient Pokemon for is mushrooms and eggs. I feel like everything else is pretty well leeks, but I think we all know who's going to be the triple leek farmer. So yeah, I really think it's just going to be those two that we really need. The rest is pretty easy to get right now. So hopefully, I mean, it would be it would be super ideal if it was triple eggs. That would really help me out a lot, particularly with my plan to make desserts for Suicune. But what was the other one I said? I already forgot. Triple mushroom. That's the one. Triple mushroom would be good too, but I feel like we would really need some. Well, it would help a lot of newer players. But for me, I probably wouldn't use it if it was triple mushroom because I don't really make mushroom dishes. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what ingredients they bring in to determine how good Wooper and Quagsire will actually be, but I'm looking forward to it. We will get to find out tomorrow when Water Week starts. People will start catching Wooper and Quagsire, so we don't have to wait long to figure it out. We just got to wait until tomorrow and we'll figure it out. But that is going to be it for me today. Looking forward to Wooper and Quagsire, looking forward to the Water Week in general. Haven't decided exactly where I'm going to go yet, but you know, I got the rest of the day to figure it out. Master 8 is still looking like it's a possibility, so hopefully we can get that going. We'll just have to wait and see how the rest of today goes, specifically dinner. Dinner is going to be the make or break. If it goes extra tasty, then I think Master 8 is in the bag. I don't think there's going to be any question about it. If not, then it just depends on how quickly we can get these ingredients from Blastoise and try to get a berry specialist on the team to try to make it happen. But it's going to be probably not likely if we don't get that extra tasty for dinner. But that's going to be it for me today. Thank you for watching the video. Y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. A huge shout out to our ace trainers, Flightmaster, Illusion, JP, White, and Husky Star. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and click that join button right next to the subscribe button, and you can support the channel, get early access to the videos, and a bunch of other cool perks. While you're down there, go ahead and click the link to the Discord in the description box. Come join us to talk about Pokemon Sleep and other video games. Other than that, y'all have a good night, and until next time, later, dudes.